Hey guys, NV here, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to create your first simple sphere. So I'm going to do this by going to create new. I'm not going to go to open, and you're more than welcome to copy these dimensions if you want. I'm going to go ahead and name this now. And go ahead, oops, add that backwards. There we go. And click create. And this is our document. Before we do anything else, I want to go ahead and tap the V key on our keyboard and hold Control. And tap the R key. This will give us our rulers. I just want to create some guides here on our document real quick. So I'm going to select this top one, click, hold, drag until it snaps in the center of the document. You will notice it. Just like so. I'm going to grab the left ruler, do the same thing, drag it out until it snaps. Just like that. Hold Control and tap the R key again. That will hide our ruler. And I'm going to tap the U key on our keyboard. Hold Shift, tap it 2 more times. 1, 2. And that'll give us our ellipse or circle is what I'm going to start calling it. As I mentioned, I get tired of calling it ellipse tool shape. And I'm going to go up to color fill here. And I want to select a green. And I'm going to go ahead and paste in the color value because I can never remember the color, the hex value of the color of my logo, or it's close to the color of my logo. And you can copy that value. And I'm going to click OK. And in stroke, right here in the box, I want to go ahead and say no stroke by selecting this option here. And I'm going to hold Shift. Actually, it's not showing the color. Let me redo that. My bad. I made a mistake. Copy it again. See, it happens. I make mistakes all the time. I'm going to hold Shift, click, drag, and then hold the Alt key so it keeps it proportionate. I'm going to drag out a little bit, say about there, and release. Keeping the properties default, going back to the layer panel here. I'm going to double click on ellipse 1 and name it circle. And we'll make a couple of folders here. One, I'm going to hold Alt and select this option, this folder icon right here, and name this circle. And I'm going to make another one. Alt, click in the box, and I'm going to name this one shadow. Press enter, and I'm going to make one more Alt key on here again. And let's name this shine glare. And press enter. I'm going to go ahead and drag this circle layer into the circle folder, just like so. I'm going to go ahead and minimize that by selecting the arrow. I'm going to grab this shadow folder and drag it under the circle folder, and then keep the shine glare folder where it is. And go ahead and expand that and click on our shape. And I'm going to go down to the FX icon right here. Click on that and say select gradient overlay. And I'm going to go ahead and select this gradient box right here. And right here, I'm going to select this swatch, click on this color box, and drag this over a little bit, see what's going on. And I'm going to copy that green into there, okay? And I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to click underneath the gradient bar here, click and drag, and I'm going to move it to about 50. And I'm going to make this a little bit brighter. So I'm going to drag this slider up to about right there. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. And click OK. And there's the value, by the way, right here. Click OK. And this one's just going to stay white. So just make sure it's all the way into the white. And there's the value to that. It's all F's. And I'm going to drag this to about 90. About right there. And I'm going to go ahead and click OK. And let's select style right here, this option. Let's select radial and reverse. Let's check reverse. Okay. Now let's move our cursor over here on this outside away from this menu. Click that highlight and drag it to about right there. Okay. And I think that looks pretty good. Keep it at normal. And I'm going to select inner glow, sorry. I'm going to set the opacity to 100 and blend mode to normal. And I'm going to make this a green as well. So I'm going to copy the value into that. Click on this color box here and drag it all the way up here where it's really bright. About right there. And click OK. And I want to select, make this value, let's say, about 80. Somewhere around there. I think that's pretty good. And this one here, I'm about 70 maybe. Let's do 80 as well. Let's have them both 80. And we'll keep everything else like it is. And now we'll select inner shadow, uncheck use global lighting or global light, and make the opacity for right now just at 100 and blend mode normal for now. Let's make this color completely white. Okay, click OK. And let's put negative 135. Okay, just like that. And let's make size 0. Let's keep it at 0. Distance, let's make it about, let's say 70. See what that does. And let's take the opacity down to about, say 15. And I'm going to bring this distance up a little bit more. Almost about 135 for distance. And I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Oh, and by the way, if you like this style, you can click New and go ahead and save this style. We could say my first sphere. And go ahead and click OK. And now you'll have this style saved. So you would be able to apply this to any circle shape or whatever you want to apply it to. And I'm going to go ahead and minimize this for right now. Select our shadow folder. And let's hide these guides now by holding Control and the semicolon on your keyboard. And we're going to go ahead and click and drag out a little bit. Say about right there. And maybe a little bigger, I'm not sure yet. Let's hold Control and tap the A key. This will give us these marching ends. Tap the V key on our keyboard so we can get our alignment options here. And I'm going to horizontally center this underneath the sphere by selecting the center option here. Control and D will deselect this document. And I want to go ahead and bring this shadow up. So I'm going to select this folder or just keep it on the shape. Hold Control and Shift. Tap the up arrow on your keyboard one couple times. Let's say about right there. Looks pretty good to me. And I'm going to duplicate this layer one more time. I'm going to hold Control and tap the J key, and that will duplicate our layer. And I'm going to make this one a little bit darker, but I want to try and select the color on this if it matters. I'm not sure. No, I'm not going to be able to get too much dark. I'm going to make this a little darker. Try that again. Something like that. I'm going to hold Control and T on the keyboard. Tap the key on the keyboard. And right here in these values, the width value, make sure this lock is checked right here. And I'm going to hold Shift and drag, scroll down with the mouse wheel to about, say about 40%. Click this check mark. And I'm going to zoom in here a little bit so I can see what's going on. I want this to be a little darker. I'm going to double click on that shape, the darker shape, and say about right there. See how that looks. And let's name this Shadow Dark. Or actually, it's already named Shadow. Let's just call it Dark. And let's do the same for this one. Call it Light. Okay. And might make it a little bit lighter. Something like that, maybe. Somewhere around there. There's a value to that if you want to see it. And if you didn't get the value to this, I apologize. There it is. Okay. Let's select the light shape. Go up to Properties. Select this little mask icon because I want to feather this shape. So say about 4. And we're going to do the same thing with the dark shape. Go up to Properties, select this little mask icon. And let's just scroll up a little bit and see what we like. Keep it at 2. And now we can convert these to smart objects, both of these, independently. And let's go up to Blur, Filter, Blur, and motion blur. Okay, and let's blur this out a little bit. Okay, about 200. Click OK. We'll do the same for this one, but we're not going to go as far as big, as much blur. So we're going to go down a little bit more. See here. Yeah, about 100 is good. Click OK. And I want to move this up just a little bit. I want to see where I'm at with this. Just want to get an idea it's what I like or not. Not bad. It really isn't. I think what I'm going to do is add another motion blur to this by going up to filter, blur, motion blur. And I'm going to make this vertical just for now. I want to see. That's something I want. Yeah, I like that actually. So about 30% and click OK. Yeah, I like that a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and play around and just look a little bit more with this other one. I might bring this in a little bit. I'm going to hold control, tap the T key. We'll just get this information. Just click OK. And we're going to try to scale this down. I just want to see if this is going to be something I want or not. Click OK. I had this set to 80. Click this check mark. Yeah, I think that's okay. And I'm going to adjust the opacity right here down a little bit. Okay, about 60%. Let's see how that looks. Not too bad, I guess. Actually, let's just keep it about 40. Let's just keep it at 50. Let's just keep it there. Why not? And let's minimize this shadow folder by clicking that arrow. I just want to play around. So obviously it looks like it's really close to the ground. So if we hold Control Shift, tap the down arrow key, the further we go down, the more further it looks like it's from the ground, off the ground. See that? I just wanted to see how that would look, but I like it where it is. I really do. Let's just play around here. Let's see. I like it about right there. Kind of see where I have it. And now we're going to go ahead and select our Shine Glare folder. Tap the U key on the keyboard. And this is set to green. So what I want to do is tap the X key on our keyboard a couple times. Just like so. Hold the Shift key, click and drag out. And then I'm going to hold the Alt key. Keeps it proportionate. About right there, I guess. And we're going to hold Control. Oops, he's turned. Oh, well. I didn't want it black, but that's okay. We will fix that in a second. Say about right there. And we're going to just double click on that shape and just make it white. I think I want it white. Yeah, let's go to white. And tap the V key on our keyboard and go to the Move tool. I want to select the opacity and change it to soft light. I like that. Hold Control and tap the T key on our keyboard. Select this warp tool right here, this option. And I want to go ahead and click on the very bottom right here. Click and drag up just a little bit, not too much, just a little. And click this check mark. Confirm that. Again, Control and T. And we're going to scale this up a little bit. Not like that. And then we can just let go and click just this shape here. And then hold Alt and Shift. Select the side handle right here. Drag out. About right there. And now we're going to take this crosshair right here, this little icon right there. Click and drag it and let it snap to this bottom handle right there. And go move your cursor up to where you get these arrows right here. Drag, click, drag to the right just a little bit, not much, just a little. And click this check mark. And there we go. And now what I want to do is mask this. And I'm going to go down to this create new layer mask right here. And there we go. Tap the G key on your keyboard. And let's change that because that is horrible. Let's go to the basic and let's select this one with the transparency. If you don't get that and you just have all black or whatever the case may be, if yours by some reason looks like this, okay, you can just go ahead and select this very top one right here, the swatch, and turn the opacity all the way down to 0. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and hold Shift key, click and drag over to the right, maybe a little bit more. I'm a perfectionist, so I have to be perfect, it seems. And one more time, I just want to make it right. And then we're going to do it down here. So hold shift, click and drag up. Yeah, I like that. Looks pretty good. I like that. And the reflection isn't perfect. You can see up here, but that's okay. Or the shine. I'm just giving you a good general idea how to create an interesting little sphere here. One more thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead. I think I want to add a little bit more of a shading to this. So let's try clicking on circle, the circle folder, going to FX, and let's say inner glow maybe. And let's try and change that a little bit. I just want to experiment here. Let's bring this down. Okay, about there, somewhere around there. And there's the value. Click OK. I'm going to bring this up a little bit more. Just want to kind of get an idea of what I'm trying to get here. I can see it in my mind, but just doing it's a different story. About 80. Could play with the opacity here and see if that does anything for us. Let's see here. Let's say about 30. It's not too bad. And let's go to inner shadow and let's play around with that as well. And go ahead and do that. Make that black. Just gonna, again, I'm just experimenting here. Let's feather that out considerably. 170. Let's bring this down a little bit, say about 35 maybe. And let's got about 25 as well. Just want to get an idea, see how this looks. Not too bad. If we want to get an idea how it looks without it, so we can just maximize that by expanding that by clicking that arrow and unchecking, hiding this effects right here. Zoom out and look at that again. Not too bad. I might want to soften that a little bit. So we can go ahead and click effects. And right here, we can just drag, oops, sorry. We can just drag the opacity. Nope, that's not going to work. Let's drag this down a little bit more. So let's say about 20 and then select inner shadow. Okay, about 15. I think that looks fine that way. Yeah, that looks good. We'll keep it just like it is. Go ahead and minimize that. And let's go ahead and save it because I do like what I have here. So we're going to go up to File, Save As, save on your computer. We don't have to name it because we've already did that. So just click Save and OK. And let's save it as an image as well. Just like so. I'm going to select JPEG. You can select anything you want. And I do want to show you a trick here. If we go ahead and select this background layer and click on that eye, and now if we select all of these folders together, we can actually move this around. Means you can upload this to somewhere. It would only show the sphere and no background. So it means if you wanted to share that on a social site or something that would let you do a background transparency, this is a cool effect. I just wanted to show you that. But that's pretty much it. I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here. And until next time, I will see you in another video.